Hey guys, it's Anna back with another video. This is something a little bit different for me than I normally do, so I hope that you like it, and if you do, feel free to like and subscribe. So the first thing I'll be using is my Ulta Fabulous Face Foundation Primer. It's just going to kind of give me a smooth base for my foundation to go on, and I just put a little bit on my fingers, and then I'll put it like down the bridge of my nose, in the middle of my forehead, throughout my cheeks, and then a little bit on my chin because those are the places that I think I need the most evening for before I put my foundation on. So I will apply that there. And then after I have it in those main places, I'll kind of just rub it all over my face. And I am starting out with clean skin. I did use my Clinique 3-step to cleanse my face right before I started doing this. So make sure you always start with clean skin. That way you can prevent the spread of any bacteria. So the foundation I'll be using today is the Teint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Foundation by Lancome. I'm in the color 230 Bisque, and then I'm going to be applying it with this foundation brush. It is from Lancome also. So I'll just put some on the back of my hand. Just like so. And then I will start with just a little bit, just to kind of show you how much I'm taking. Just a little bit so I don't put too much on. When you use a brush, it doesn't absorb any extra product like when you use a sponge. And if you've watched my other couple videos, you know that I really like to use a sponge to apply my foundation. I just wanted to change it up a little bit today. It's always fun to do something different than you usually do, so I will just be applying this all over my entire face. I also noticed that when you use a foundation brush, doing downward strokes like this rather than upward strokes is going to make it look a little more natural. We all have little hairs on our face. Every single one of us do. So if you are going upwards, it's going against the grain of the hair, and it's going to kind of make them stand up a little bit. If you go in downward strokes, it is going to push them down, so you're not going to see them as much. So I'm just taking a little more foundation, getting some on my chin, under my lips, and just blend down a little bit. Then taking a little bit more. I do bring this right up under my eyes. I will go back in with some concealer, so it wouldn't be necessary to do this, but I just like the coverage that I get from having a foundation and a concealer in that area. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my face, and then we'll go into concealer. So the concealer I'm going to be using is my NYX HD concealer. I haven't even had it that long, and all of the writing came off of the bottle, but it is the color CW02, so it is a pretty fair shade. I am pretty fair skinned, so this is 1 or 2 shades lighter than my foundation color would be. So I'm going to be taking it kind of like a little triangle right under my eye, and then just applying a little bit more. I try not to put too much on that I look cakey, but I also try to put enough on that you can tell that it's there. I like the effect that putting a concealer in this area does to your face because it kind of brightens everything up. So just a little bit more, a little overboard. It's okay because I'm going to use my sponge now, and then any excess product that I put on is going to get absorbed from my sponge. So, just blending it out. And I get really close to my bottom lash line, and then down to like the corner of my nose, and then all the way out to my temple. And then just pat, pat, pat over and over so that it's all blended in. And then we'll do this to both sides of our face. I do push right up against about here under my eye, and then I kind of wiggle it up so that it actually pushes my eye closed, because I want to get right underneath my lash line. I don't want there to be like a space between my eyelash and where my concealer starts. I want it to blend in like as one color. Okay. So that is for my under eyes. I will take a tiny bit more concealer, and then I'll just put that right in the center of my forehead, a little bit down the bridge of my nose, and on the tip of my nose, a tiny in my cupid's bow, and then a little bit more on my chin. I don't want to look like I just have a whole bunch of concealer on my cheeks and then the rest of my face doesn't have any more of the color. I feel like that applying a little bit on your chin and down your nose not only makes your skin look a little more even color-wise, it also is going to brighten the high points of your face. So then again, I'll just blend out with the sponge. Okay, and that is all I'm going to put on for concealer. So to set my foundation and my concealer, I'm going to be using my Clinique Blended Face Powder. I use the color 03 Transparency 3, if you can see it. So there's nothing to like cover it, so a little of the product does come out. So I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just going to take my blush or my powder brush and use what's in the cap or inside of the actual container, and I'm just going to get some on my brush, shake off my brush a little bit because I don't want to put too much on that I get like the cakey look. So just shake a little bit off, and then I will just go in and brush this all over my face. I'm going to take a little bit more. Again, just get the excess product off that I know I'm not going to need. And then continue with setting the other side. Even put some on my eyelids. Okay. And that is all I put on for powder. So to contour my face, I'm going to be using my favorite NYX Matte Bronzer. This is in the color medium. And then I will be using my Lancome. I think it's a powder brush, but it's really thin. This way. So I don't know. I think it works really well to contour my face. I can get a pretty precise line, and it helps me to control how much powder I put on my face. So this is what I will be using. I start kind of in the middle of my cheek, and then I bring it all the way up to my, like the top of my ear, right into my temple. I don't even stop right at the hairline. I kind of just keep going. It'll come out of my hair, but I don't want like a space from where I stop my contour. I kind of just want it to blend in to my hairline. So some people choose to make like the kissy lips or duck face so that they can see the hollows of their cheeks. But if that helps you, I mean, feel free. But I know where mine are, so I don't have to worry about it. So I will start with a little bit of powder. It's way easier to add more color to your face than it is to take it away. So always start light, and then if you think you're going to need more, go back in with some more and make it a little bit darker. So that is one cheek. And then I do blend it up into the temple a little bit also, just so that there's not just a random line of color on my cheek. Kind of makes my whole face look like it's a little bit more warm that way. Take a little bit more product, tap off any excess. Like I said, it's easy to add more, it's harder to take it away. And then I will put a little bit into my hairline. Back down my temples and then just over my cheekbone one more time to make sure that I have everything blended pretty well together. Now I'll go in with the other side. Again, tapping off any excess product. Then I will go in using the same method. So for my cheek, about to the temple of my ear. And just blending out nice and evenly up to my temples, down my forehead. Like so. Through my temples again. Okay, so the cheekbones are done. Then I take a little bit more product and I'm going to contour my jawline. I do have a really circular face, or round face, so I think contouring my jawline gives me a more defined face. I don't know if anyone likes having a round face, but I know I don't, so contour it. So to add a little bit of color to my cheeks, I'm going to be using my Clinique pressed blush, and this is in the color 06 Fig. So I'll just be taking any kind of fluffy brush. This is actually the one that I use to apply my powder. And then I'll just swirl a little bit of the product on it and just apply some, starting at the apples of my cheeks. And then I do blend it back right over my contour, not very heavily or very dark. I just wanted to make it look like I have a little color in my cheeks. So that is all I put on for blush. I will be using my Becca Cosmetics Opal highlight. And I'll just be applying this on the high points of my face. So, put it on my cheekbones, on top of the blush, on top of the contour, like higher up. So just on the high points of my face, like I said before. On the tip of my nose, down the bridge of my nose. I do like to put a little bit over my brows. Then I take with my brush and dust some over my cupid's bow. And then just whatever's left on my chin. To fill in my eyebrows, I'm going to be using my Lancome Sourcils Tint eyebrow pen. I use the color 03 Brune. So, I don't reshape my eyebrows, I kind of just fill them in. So I start by drawing a line on the bottom of my eyebrow, but I don't draw a line to define the top. I think it looks more natural without it, so. And then to do the top, I just make short hair-like strokes, so that my eyebrows look natural, not that you can tell that I just filled them in. So I just fill them in. I'm going to fill the other one in, and then I will come and show you what they look like. So for the eyes today, I'm kind of just going to do the basic, like brown and tan eye, neutral colors. So I'll be using the color Kind. It's an individual Ulta eyeshadow. And I'm going to apply this all over my eyelid, all the way up to the brow bone. This is going to serve as the highlight on my brow bone also, because I'm only going to be using those two colors. So, do the same thing to both eyes. So as my second eyelid color and crease color, I'm going to be using my Lancome Cosmetics Color Design Smoky Brown eyeshadow. And then I'll be taking my Ulta crease brush and applying this in my crease and on the outer third of my eyelid. This eyeshadow I'm really going to pack on, and this brush is really going to help me to do that. And it's also going to kind of blend it a little bit as I'm doing it, but it's not my main blending brush. So after I'm done applying how much color I want on my eyelid, I'll take a fluffy blending brush and then I'll blend it all out. But this one is just going to really help me pack it on how dark or light I want the color. So I do also drag it in my crease to about 2/3 of the way in my crease, right about here. I don't want to drag it in all the way or it'll kind of close off my eyes. And I don't have completely hooded eyes, but I don't have, I don't know, I guess they're like semi-hooded eyes because the crease or the whole lid doesn't show, but it's also not all the way hidden either. So I don't want to make my eyes look any smaller than I think they already are. So again, just about 2/3 of the way in with that dark brown color. I'll just take a little bit more, darken up the crease. Or, I'm sorry, darken up the outer third just a little bit. Then I'm going to take this Morphe Fluffy Blending Brush, and I'm just going to run over the top of the darker eyeshadow. So I'm not going to be doing any eyeliner today, but I am going to be taking my Lancome Grandiose mascara and then just coating my eyelashes a couple times with this. For my lips today, I'll be using my Clinique Quick Liner for Lips, and this is in the color Bamboo. So I'm going to be lining my lips and then filling them in with this. And then after, I will be coating them with my Bamboo pink lipstick, which is also from Clinique. So now that my lip liner is on, I'm going to be taking, like I mentioned earlier, my Bamboo pink lipstick. Sorry, it's kind of blurry. Now I'll just be coating my lips with this. So the last thing I'll be doing is just setting everything that I just did to my face. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. I am a little bit oily, so this one really helps to ensure that my makeup stays on all day and that I don't get shiny halfway through the day. So I'll just be spraying this. And that's all. So this is how the look turned out. I really liked making it. It's a little less makeup on my eyes than I usually do, but I think that I'm actually loving how it looks. I really like making videos for you guys, so if you want to see more from me, definitely go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.